A renowned US journalist says the country's locked in a state of cold civil war. Bernstein was one of the reporters who exposed the Watergate scandal way back, which brought down President Nixon in the 1970s. He's been speaking to the American news network CNN.
The difference between Watergate and now, one of the big differences is that we are in the midst of a cold civil war in this country. Part of the cold civil war itself is the configuration of media, with Fox News, with CNN being perceived by different sets of viewers as representing different truths.
Bernstein's a highly regarded writer and commentator, decades on from his earth-shattering Watergate exclusive. And his latest comments are likely to resonate from coast to coast, as Maupin explains.
Prominent investigative journalist Carl Bernstein's recent comments about a cold civil war playing out across U.S. media might not be too far off the mark. During the Cold War itself, Soviet and American press often reported at polar opposites, as if they were covering alternate realities. Just take a look at these two different newspapers published on the same day, covering events that were happening in Cuba at the time. One event, two different pictures. Compare that to how two American modern-day broadcasters reported on the testimony of fired FBI Director James Comey.
Stunning revelations by former FBI Director James Comey.
20 million people tuned in to watch the Comey hearing.
Comey hearing is the hottest ticket in town.
So here we have the same event happening live on screen, but it's being processed, explained, and retold to audiences of pro-Republican Fox and liberal MSNBC in completely different ways. Sound familiar? Soviet and American leaders used one key tactic during the Cold War: always demonize your enemy.
The whole world knows that the USA is the most imperialistic country that supports colonial regimes.
Let us be aware that while they preach the supremacy of the state, they are the focus of evil in the modern world.
Now, fast forward to pre- and post-Trump election in America. See how both sides of the political spectrum see each other.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
I've never seen hatred like this. I mean, to me, they're not even people. The Democratic Party, they're imploding. You see the head of the DNC, who was a total whack job. There's no leadership there.
Now, another hallmark of the Cold War era was espionage, a constant distrust in case your enemies were watching you. Remember that video of a CNN producer caught on hidden camera talking about overblown Russia-Trump stories? Well, that video came courtesy of conservative activist James O'Keefe.
But honestly, you think the whole Russia is just like
could shit. I mean, it's mostly right now. Like, we don't have any big giant proof.
Then why is CNN constantly like Russia this, Russia that? Because it's ratings.
Donald Trump also thinks that his enemies have been spying on him. Now, any kind of hatred can potentially lead to violence, and that's exactly what happened over a month ago when a gunman opened fire at a Republican congressional baseball practice. Now, perhaps this can serve as a warning as to what might happen if the war of words and the media's new cold civil war gets out of hand. Maupin, RT, New York.
Legal analyst Lionel told us he thinks people would rather reinforce their beliefs instead of searching for the truth.
People want their opinions, their beliefs verified, fortified, reinforced. They want narrowcasting, not broadcasting, narrowcasting. Tell me what I want to hear. You know what it is? It's called propaganda. Tell me not what you want me to hear, not what the government wants me to hear, not what this. No. Tell me what I want to hear. Reinforce my worldview. Tell me that I'm smart, and my side is correct, and my friends are correct, us, because it's not really about politics. It's not about Trump, it's about a team. Tell me that my team is correct. We don't like Trump. We think he's this, we don't like the Russians, we don't know why, we just fortify us. If I hate Trump, where do I go to get my I hate Trump news? Oh, go to CNN. Okay, but wait, there's a lot of unnamed sources. That's okay, don't worry. Or, I love Trump. Go to Fox News. Not because they're right, not because this one uses less unnamed sources than the other. No, because they fortify and they validate my worldview. Give me the illusion of correctness, and I'm happy. Don't worry about the journalism. Just make me feel smart and make me feel right.